Hello. Welcome back to our second podcast here at the House of Beer. Today we've got some funky Buddhist stuff going on. We've got an event tonight, or this evening, starting at 3. We got a bunch of limited release stuff we've been sitting on for a while. These are our guests here. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and your titles.
I'm Sean with Brown Distributing. I'm the area rep.
He sells me beer.
Make sure AJ gets all the good funky Buddha stuff.
Yes, indeed.
I'm Corey. I'm the Funky Buddha rep for Tampa area.
Very good. So we're going to talk about some beer today and beer stuff and maybe some random things along the way. I do want to dedicate this podcast to BJ, who's in Orlando, who couldn't be here today with us, but he's missed.
For good cause. Good cause.
Yes, indeed. So,
good luck to your daughter, BJ.
yes,
Hope
good luck,
wins.
BJ.
Indeed, yes.
Win big. But you're going to do one of these days, I promise. So anyway, let's talk about Funky Buddha beer, since you're here. Came all the way in, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the brewery.
Yeah.
Where it's at.
We've been around now for a couple of years. We started as a hookah lounge in Boca Raton. And then Casey and Ryan Sent are our owners. Ryan's the one that founded the brewery. Casey's his brother, who kind of joined him later on when the brewery opened up in Oakland Park. Right now, we're the biggest brewery in South Florida. In terms of volume and stuff like that, we're definitely one of the biggest breweries in the state. So we do a lot of culinary-inspired beers. We do some really funky stuff, kind of where the name pays homage to a little bit. And then we have a good, solid year-round lineup as well. So we're kind of dabbling a little bit of both sides of the beer spectrums.
Very good. And you guys go through Brown. Most people don't know that, but
yeah, we go through Brown on this side of the state, and then the west coast.
West coast.
Yeah.
How big is your distribution area? I mean, you out of state too, or
we're not out of state yet,
Okay.
so we're just all of Florida right now. Eventually, I'm sure the game plan is to expand a little bit into those big beer markets, but right now it's just Florida.
Awesome, very good. And what are the brewery hours? I mean, you do tours and all that stuff?
We do tours pretty much year-round. We're open. Obviously, from the holidays, we're closed, but pretty much every day of the week we're open about midnight.
Okay.
The brewery itself, we have the craft kitchen, so we have food on site. We have a big game room in the back, outdoor seating. We really are the focal point in the Oakland Park area. So we do a bunch of events out of the brewery. Maple Bacon Day is coming up pretty soon, January 14th. It's a huge beer fest for us. We do it right at the brewery itself. A bunch of national breweries and local breweries coming down to the fest this year for the first time we're kind of doing it this way. So we always have something going on at the brewery. Our website's a good source of information if you're coming down to check out what's going on. We always have something cool and exciting going on at the brewery. Never a dull moment.
So who's the head brewer there?
So Ryan Sense is the head brewer there right now.
All right, and how did that come to be?
So he owned the hookah lounge in Boca.
Okay.
So he was always there was a brew system there that he kind of inherited when he took it over. So he was always kind of playing around, doing some funky kind of beers, playing around with coconuts and coffees and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And eventually his brother was like, "Hey man, you really should take this full time and go with it." As the story goes, you eventually run out of space if your beer's that good. We really got known for Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. That's kind of the beer that put us on the map. He was doing it like Hanapu Day and things like that, and it really got some notoriety behind him. So eventually the ball got rolling, and at some point you got to expand out of that a little bit. So that's how the Oakland Park Brewery came to be.
Okay. How big is the system at the brewery?
So we're about 40,000 barrels. Right now we're not at full capacity right now. We're only around like 32,000 right now.
Okay.
So a little bit more room to play with.
All right. And your bottles are all bombers, right?
So all the little Buddha series, which is those big culinary ones that people go crazy for. Those are all the bombers, and then our year-round beers are typically 6-packs or 4-packs, 20 of 12-ounce bottles.
Right, very good. And you do the package like stores? I mean,
yeah, we're full distribution in terms of your Publixes and things like that. Your ABCs, Total Wines, Whole Foods.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. Very good. Very good. And we carry a lot of stuff, and it doesn't sit long. I mean,
no.
we move.
There's definitely some heft to our name, and there's the people definitely seek out the beers.
Yeah.
So we're really just high sought after beers. I mean, I'm originally from New England, and I knew about the brewery even living in Massachusetts. So there's definitely some national attention to it.
When did you move down here?
In June.
June.
Yeah. Okay. So I was drinking the beer even up there.
Yeah.
So,
where in Mass do you live?
Right outside of Boston, Framingham.
Framingham. Yeah. Very good. Spent a few summers up that way.
Yeah. Good beer scene up there too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Good, great town. So I mean, how do you see their stuff moving? I mean,
for me, it's the number one go-to. it's the most asked. I've even, like I was telling Corey earlier this week, I'm getting calls for the next limited release.
Yeah.
Like, it's not here yet. Can't sell it to you yet, but we'll let you know when it comes in. But it's definitely everyone's on top of Funky Buddha. Yeah. They're on their website constantly. So it's, there's certain brands that get brewery released only that, when's this coming? Well, it's just a brewery release. Oh, you're kidding me. I'm like, well, let's take a trip down to the brewery and take a little tour and sample some. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing just in Florida in general with the local craft scene. It's just
booming.
It's booming. Obviously I came from Chicago, and a lot of local crafts that get lost in the shuffle with the big guys. Yeah. But down here, it's a total opposite. Everybody wants the local, and Funky Buddha's right on top. That they do so many cool, things that everybody wants to try the next.
What's next? What's coming?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we sat on a lot of stuff.
Right.
So we'll go through all those here in a second, but. I don't know if we want to start drinking some beverages. It is afternoon, so
I feel like it's
this
time
is,
for a beer.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
If you want to go over this with us a little bit and let everybody know what that's about.
Absolutely.
One of your core brands.
Yeah, absolutely. So HoBcast kind of a core IPA. It's one of our best sellers right behind Floridian. So it's definitely more of the West Coast style IPA. You definitely have more some citrus notes in there, a little bit of acidity, almost like a lemon taste from the hops in there. It does really well for us. I mean, obviously IPAs nowadays are those crazy beers that everybody has to have. Yep. Florida's right up there with the IPA game as well. So this does really, really well for us. So I'm sure you can attest to.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Might as well. So, Sean, how long have you been in Florida? I mean, you were in Chicago before.
I moved here last January.
Okay.
I started with Brown in August.
Very good.
A couple things I had lined up prior that just didn't work out.
Right.
Landed with Brown. Like I said, I've been in the business 25 years back in Chicago. Was with probably one of the largest Anheuser-Busch wholesalers.
Yeah.
But we dealt with, 60 plus craft suppliers in that market. Coming down here, it was, like I said, a eye awakening of just going around and seeing things, and being in that Anheuser-Busch network, seeing the power of the craft beer down here and the growing, aspect of it. It's like, maybe you got to change gears a little bit. You've been selling it, but you really need to dive into it and take that next step if you want to, stay in this business.
Right.
So, got hooked up with Brown, met BJ and Bob, great guys, and we had a nice talk. About a week later, got a call, and they were so kind to put me in my backyard. So that's a lot nice too, because I could spend a lot of time out here and building their brands.
Yeah, I see you every week.
Yeah, so
it's very nice that way.
It's a great company to work for. I mean, I'm having fun again selling beer. So, and that's what it's all about.
How would you compare like the Chicago beer scene to here? I mean, here everybody gets along. Everybody, it seems to me. I mean, I don't see too much headbutting going on.
Cutthroat
up there.
It's cutthroat. Everybody's at each other's, throats. It's.
Right. I mean, do you notice the difference?
Oh yeah. All the breweries out here support each other.
Yeah.
They're all friends. They go to each other's events. The tap rooms are always bringing in. I'll get a call from a Seventh Son. Hey, what do you have from Angry Chair out of Tampa available? Because we want to put it on this week. Yeah. So they all support each other, which is great. I think that's what makes it so successful, because everybody's not bashing each other, and they're backing, and they produce great liquid.
Yeah, it's more like a club kind of.
It's a brotherhood.
Deal. It's brotherhood. Yeah, brotherhood and beer. But.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, do you guys have any plans on doing collaborations in the future with anybody? Is there anybody that?
Nothing in the works right now.
Okay.
We do some stuff in the local areas, some local restaurants and things like that here and there.
Yeah.
But right now, in terms of collaborations, I mean, the focus for us for 2017 is just we have a new year-round beer coming out, which is going to be exciting for us. And then our barrel aging program is taking off right now too.
Okay.
So a lot of the focus is on that right now.
Is there anything you can tell us about the barrel program or not yet?
No, I can tell you some details. We obviously have Last Buffalo coming out very, very soon, which for those who don't know, it's basically a barrel-aged version of Last Snow, aged only in Buffalo Trace. We did it with Park Tavern out in that area as a collaboration a couple of years ago, and then the hype behind it was just absurd. So we had to come out with that. We did Snowden last year. This year it's gonna be Last Buffalo. We just did Morningwood, which I know you guys are putting on tap very soon.
Yeah, that will be on today by 3:00. Morningwood.
One of the last chances to get it in the area.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah,
Probably the last chance.
It probably is the last chance at this point. So come out and get it now. Which is basically a barrel-aged version of Wide Awake, which is the imperial version of Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. So it's kind of the third iteration of that beer. Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Love Below, which is the Russian Imperial Stout aged in the wine barrels. Awesome. Which will be out around Valentine's Day.
Valentine's, all right.
So
Makes sense. Love Below, Valentine's.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's we got a lot of good barrel-aged stuff coming down the pipeline right now for us.
Very good. So, when you moved down here, I mean, what were you doing up there? Were you
so I was working for another brewery up there.
Okay.
So I was covering the New England area for another brewery up there. So
How long you been in the business?
about 3 years now.
3. Okay. Yeah. Happy with it so far?
Absolutely.
You're not pulling your hair out? You're not going gray yet?
Not going gray yet. So I see you guys were just talking about definitely some similarities to that craft beer scene in Florida. A lot of camaraderie, a lot of brotherhood up there too. Everybody kind of helps each other out in terms of, exchanging products, sharing products, things like that. So there's a lot of good similarities down here, which is nice to see.
Very good. Well, what do you want to do after this one? We got the strawberry shortcake. We got the Nib Smuggler. We got the Last Snow. We got the what else? What's the other? Buttercup.
I'd probably say that's a tough one. Last Snow probably be last. So I'd say probably Nib Smuggler probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Not super abrasive.
Cat's on it. She'll be right back with that. So in the meantime. So do you live in this area? Or
I live out in Tampa.
You live in Tampa?
Yeah, I live on the other side. So I live out in Tampa.
Fun drive coming here today.
Holiday traffic's in full swing, apparently.
It is.
And the snowbirds are slowly coming in, too, I'm realizing.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were just talking about that earlier. It's so frigid up there right now. It's brutal.
Everybody's flocking away right now.
Early.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I was talking to some Canadians the other day, or actually yesterday. They came down, they're visiting, and it took them, I think it was 16 hours to get down here because they had to de-ice the plane. They had to, change everything at the airport. Right. It was up in Toronto. It was nasty.
So, I didn't mention earlier, the other voice you hear is Adam. He's doing all the tech stuff for us. So
that's right.
He's always going to be here. I hope
so too.
Yeah, seems to work. So anyway, so we don't have complete dead silence. There's this new radio station out. I normally don't plug radio stations at all, but 94.5, and it's throwback R&B and hip hop from like the
nice
the late 80s and 90s. No commercials.
Really?
None. And just nonstop. I mean, R&B.
Just completely going on and on.
Yeah, I mean, I heard like MC Light and like Stetsasonic and like things I haven't even thought of in decades.
Back to the MTV days.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there's no commercials. It's just so definitely check that out. I don't plug them, but
nice free plug right there. Hopefully,
exactly.
Nice free plug. Hopefully, we return the favor to you guys now.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, 94.5 Palm Harbor House of Beer.
Yes, indeed. Give me a call if you start doing ads, but please don't. No. So, all right, we got Nib Smuggler here. No beer left behind. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You don't have to, but I have personal rules I follow.
We're leaking stuff in the
So do
glass. So this is Nib Smuggler. So this is winter seasonal.
Okay.
We have 4 seasonals year-round. Nib Smuggler comes out right around after Thanksgiving, up until pretty much March at that point.
Right.
So this is basically a milk chocolate porter with a little bit of vanilla in there, a little bit of lacto as well to give it really creaminess. Best way to describe this beer, it's basically adult chocolate milk with a little bit of booze in there. Yeah. So it's good for the holidays, good to warm up with the 80-degree weather. So it's just a nice, easy drinking milk chocolate porter.
Very good.
So
cheers, gents.
Cheers, guys.
Why not? But yeah, the whole group of my neighbors are coming today just because of the Funky Buddha deal. It's his birthday, one of them, and he's like, I gotta come for that. I mean, I get asked about your beer probably more than.
Well, you guys hung on to the Last Snow too, which is always a treat for people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, Last Snow's on. Yeah, we got strawberry shortcake, buttercup, Nib Smuggler. So, and then we'll have Morningwood too, but.
Definitely a chocolate milk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
Certainly.
smell it in the nose. It's
Yeah.
basically just dark chocolate powder, cocoa powder. I
Yep.
mean, that kind of just right there, like a cow nibs. So
Delicious.
people go crazy for it. They love chocolate in their beers. I mean, if you're a chocolate fan,
Yeah.
it's a liquid form.
Yep.
So.
Indeed. So, if you could have any beer, what's a beer you haven't had that you really want to try, Sean? Because we went over this last time, and I got asked that, and I'm like, it's a good question, but I went with Pliny the Younger.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
That's
I gotta
tough
go
to
there.
get. You got to be in line at the bar waiting for it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a good question because there's so many different beers down here
yeah.
that I haven't seen yet. You know,
Anything you're looking for or trying to find?
you know, I hear a lot about a lot of the different Cigar City stuff that comes out. You know, I really haven't tried their beer, so I'm kind of curious to try.
Okay.
You know,
Like
some of
Poo
that
and
stuff.
all that.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff coming out.
You know, because there's a lot of buzz about Cigar City, and I really haven't delved into their product yet. But like I said, there's so much. It's kind of an eye awakening. Just all the beers that are down here. You know, like I said, up north, it's a lot of your hop slams and those styles that are more national, bigger brands where there's so many cool. I guess if you'd say the what are you looking to try? I'd say the Last Buffalo. I've been hearing so much about it that intrigued to try it. The barrel aged stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously Bourbon County's huge.
Yeah,
Goose
that's-
Island. And always brew some great beers. So I'm really curious to try to Last Buff to see just how that all kind of compares to each other.
How about you, sir?
That's a tough question, man. Wow. I was trying to think when he was talking too.
Yeah.
I'm a big lambic and Gouza type guy, so anything I have a lot of cantillons I haven't opened yet, but probably like Cantillon Fufu or something like that would be right up there.
Yeah.
Anything fruited lambic wise and stuff like that. So
Okay. All right. What do you think about Cascade?
I like them. I haven't had a lot just because I'm not one to really go out and spend that much money on a bottle of beer. I'm sure it's good liquid. It just holds me back from buying it. One of those breweries I want to go to, though. I think that'd be the cool experience to go to that brewery and experience it versus just buying it in a bottle.
Yeah,
because they do a bunch of cool casks and stuff like that. I guess that'd be cool to experience it.
No,
So.
every time he's got one, I buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a nice collection of Cascade
Really?
over there. Oh yeah.
I'm sure they're all delicious. So
Yeah,
I'm sure they're fantastic
yeah.
beers.
I usually take one and leave the rest because they are pretty pricey. But,
Yeah.
But get what you pay for. Right?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if you had one beer to put on tap here, what would you put on tap? I'll put you on the spot.
On tap.
Yeah, if you had any beer to put on tap.
I would say Cascade Creek. I mean, that was discussed for a while that they were going to get that in kegs, and
Just never happened.
Never happened yet. I mean, I'm hoping if you're listening, please keg your beer and send it here to Brown Distributing. And
Exactly.
he
Let
will
Sean
come to
sell
me,
it.
and I will
Exactly.
definitely buy it.
I have now learned that anytime I get a note that we have Cascade in stock, first guy to call is AJ.
Yeah, because I will purchase it. Because then Lee shows up, and
Yeah,
he might have one or two.
right.
You know Lee? Works for Founders.
Yeah, I've met him a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lee's a legend in the area.
You shouldn't forget him. Yeah, he is a legend in
Yeah.
this area.
Legend
He's going to
in
be
the
on
area.
one of these.
Yes.
One of these days.
I can't wait for that day.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can get Justin and Devin and then him too. And it'll be, I don't know. We might have to censor it. So we'll see.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
yeah.
It'll be fun. So, I don't know. Is there anything else you got, coming down the pike? Anything new to Brown?
It's growing. There's just looking at a lot of new breweries coming up. I know they're out trying. The one thing is there's a new brewery opening every day.
Yeah.
A lot of them they start out. It takes a while for them to get distribution going and whatnot. But I know there's talks with different breweries in different areas that hopefully down the road we'll see them in our house. The nice thing about Brown is 100% of our attention for the most part is dedicated to these local suppliers. We don't have the big national brand. Other than Founders is huge for us,
Right.
and Boulevard and Highland, but it's our focus. We really concentrate on these local breweries down here, and I think it shows. It definitely shows.
Right. So how we got the Highland Honeydew Saison on right now? The BJ helped brew.
BJ
right?
helped brew that beer.
Yeah. How did that come about? I wanted to ask him this, but he's doing his fatherly.
I'm not really sure. I just know one day he told me, he's like, yeah, I'm heading up to Highland. I'm gonna learn how to brew beer. And I know when he got back, I said, how'd it go? And he said, well, I like selling beer better. It's a lot of work, but it's a very good beer that he made.
Yeah.
It's Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
it's Mountain Dew.
It's still here if you want to try it. There's not much left, but so I don't know. Anything else exciting in life? Anything like?
I mean, we'll give you guys a plug real quick too for Maple Bacon. We're doing it January 26th, right? We're doing it here.
Yeah.
Yep. So January 26th, we're gonna have Maple Bacon on tap. A huge day for the state. We're gonna have Maple Bacon all over the place. You guys will be participating in it, which would be great.
Yes, indeed.
So if you're trying to get your fix on some maple and some bacon coffee beer, you know where to go.
Yep. No, we got it last year too, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
It
And
didn't
that will
last
be
long.
very, very limited.
Yes.
So
Extremely limited.
Very limited. So if you see it here, you buy it. We got a package license, so if we get bottles, we can get it to go. If we get bottles, we'll see. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I mean,
we're still figuring it out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got
I know
draft
a lot
part
of places
working out.
do. On premise is keg only.
Yep.
And I get why. I mean,
This is the first year we're doing bottles in distribution, so it's going to be kind of a let's feel it out, let's see how it goes, and
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, do you guys have long-term plans? You think to go outside the state, or?
I think eventually it's going to happen. I mean, I'm sure there's been talk about it. I'm not in on those conversations mostly.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm sure some of those hot beer markets, like a Boston, for instance, or Philadelphia or something
Philly
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah,
Right,
those huge beer markets that there's some play up there and stuff like that. Wouldn't hurt probably to do it, but you definitely want to take care of your home state first.
Well, that's the thing that Fathead just pulled out of Florida.
Yeah,
Which is interesting because I guess they're expanding, but yet they're pulling out.
You're right, and I don't know why. I mean, exactly that's happening. Maybe they're too saturated with local stuff, and they don't think they're moving as enough beer. But I mean, I had no problem selling it. I mean, it's pretty decent, stuff. But,
yeah, just seeing around the area, I always saw them at like almost every beer bar.
So. And I mean, I've seen it happen before. I mean, some people just they go too big too fast.
Yeah,
And you kind of chip over yourself at that point. You got to bring yourself back in.
You need to have the base
established.
We have enough people coming here on vacation, and the snowbirds and stuff. That, I mean, they come to you.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to. Your beer will be known everywhere. And
Exactly.
It looks big enough, and you think then you can expand
It's
out.
definitely a melting pot of an area with a lot of people coming down here. So
is there any plans in canning?
possibly.
Okay.
Much I can say about that, but possibly.
Yeah.
Something I'm gonna know we're definitely looking into. Just because when you look at the Florida beer scene, cans are the majority right now. Yeah. You look at any kind of shelf space and any kind of Total Wine or ABC, you're seeing cans dominate the market right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Shipping costs is down. It lasts longer.
Well, and let's be honest, people in Florida going on the beach.
Yeah.
And you're gonna put a glass bottle or a can in your cooler. It's gonna be probably a can.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna go over well.
No, boats and all that kind of stuff, poolside, whatever it is.
You want to go on to the next one?
Probably should do. I mean, keep the chocolate theme going. Do Buttercup.
Do the Buttercup?
Yeah, might be the best, easiest transition.
Okay, it's on our way, but what's that?
Probably the easiest transition. So
yeah.
So I got a question for you. A bit ignorant about how you guys space out through the year or something like that, but is it seasonal each one of your beers essentially?
So basically, we have a couple year-round beers: the Hop Gun, the Fruit, and the Hop Stimulator, and then we have our seasonals, which is obviously about the season. The Little Buddha series, I mean, my knowledge is we ramped it up pretty heavily the past couple of years. So before it was kind of sporadic, now we're doing it pretty much monthly. So every month there's a new Little Buddha series coming out. We will be posting our 2017 release calendar pretty soon. It's pretty much the same as last year in terms of the big Little Buddha series. We have some special stuff coming out here and there. But pretty much it's monthly for the Little Buddha series, and then the year-round beers will be around too.
That's cool. All right.
So, and we do some draft-only stuff here and there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually mix it up pretty well.
I made it over to to the you guys had a tap takeover over at over in Tampa not too long ago over at Brew Bus. I do believe.
Yeah, we did one at Brew Bus. That's before my time, but
okay.
we had one definitely there, and
Yeah.
I think they're doing it again too because they do the bus down to Maple Bacon Day,
Awesome.
where they actually would drive you to Maple Bacon Day. You hang out, and they drive you back home. which is really nice.
Very much an impressive array of
Cat.
beers that you had there. So
Yeah,
it was very grateful that you guys brought that over here. So
yeah, we definitely have a nice array of beer.
I'm just gonna clear. Yeah, so just making some room if you're done with it or not. Yeah. Thank you, Cat. That's Cat, everybody. It's Catter Day.
Keeping the beer
Catter
flowing.
Day.
It's Catter Day. Yeah. Yeah, honey. That's fine for now.
So this is Buttercup. So speaking of the Little Buddha series that we're just talking about, this was one of the releases back in November. So this probably has some nice, get a little bit more peanut butter at this point. That's a word. So this is our peanut butter cup brown ale. It's a double brown ale, chocolate peanut butter. Basically, it's easy to describe. It just tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
What's the ABV on this?
You're looking right around like 7.5%, 8%.
7.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing to scoff at there.
Yeah. We're talking about grown-up chocolate milk. Now you got the grown-up peanut butter
Peanut
cup.
butter, yeah.
So a lot of our beers, like I said, are culinary inspired by some kind of
That's what
food
you
or
want in your
candy
Halloween
and stuff.
basket,
Absolutely.
right?
Oh, Cheerio. Oh, that's good. Not too sweet.
It's not cloyingly sweet like some of those peanut butters. It's some more sugar. This is actually just more peanut.
Yeah.
It's very well balanced with chocolate in there as well, and very smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah. Very, very creamy.
Very good. Yes, more awkward silence again. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. So when is BJ coming back? Just out of curiosity, because we got to get him. We got to get him in booked on one of these. His hair is glorious, people. You'll.
I'm sure he's. Well, he'll be back Monday.
But
Yeah, we definitely need to pin him down on a future.
Yes, we
I'm
most
just
certainly
disappointed he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it though.
Oh, he wanted to be here bad.
I know.
Yeah.
No, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I get it.
Yeah.
At least you don't.
Gotta
You
put
don't
I'm sure
gotta
he's
put family
watching.
first.
I'm sure he's watching.
no, I'm sure he is too. Wait till next year when I'm in the gymnastics finals. It's gonna be epic. The balance beam will never be the same.
Broadcast that live too, I'm sure.
What's that?
Broadcast that live too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be nice, and we'll have an ambulance on standby. So.
I gotta compliment you guys on your website too. Honestly, I just took a look at it. It's like the first time I've
Yeah,
looked at it in a while.
That went through a whole redesign.
It's gorgeous.
The other probably
Yeah.
about actually when I started back in September, it went through a whole redesign. The beer finder on there is awesome. If you're looking
Yeah,
for any beer
absolutely.
from us, it's
Yeah.
pinpoint accurate with the beer finder. Any kind of release information, the shops on there, you can get all your merchandise. It's just very full of information on there, and pretty much any event we do is on there as well too.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No,
So
that,
it's-
it looks great. I need do something with ours. But I mean, we do pretty good on Facebook and Twitter and all that.
I think we need to take a trip down to the brewery.
Yes, actually, we should.
you should.
Because we've done that in the past. The last one we went to Motorworks, the Beer Olympics, and the winners got a trip to Motorworks because that was the beer for the deal.
Yeah.
I want to start doing that more often.
You guys should take the show on the road with you, man. We can do it right at the brewery.
Yeah.
Get some. I'll shamelessly plug the owners and stuff right now and get them involved too. I'll just throw them on the bus and get them in there too while we're at it. Why not?
Right,
Take the show on the road with you guys. And do it right from the brewery.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know how much Beer Olympics you can get done with most of your beer, but it's pretty high octane. You guys do anything? What's your lowest ABV?
Floridian.
Floridian.
Yeah, which is your traditional German wheat beer, the Hefeweizen, very easy drinking.
Yeah.
Next year you'll see Pineapple Beach from us, which is going to be a pineapple pils,
Okay.
which is going to be kind of that same vein, very easy drinking, very light, perfect for Florida weather.
I'm intrigued by that.
There's-
Pineapple pills.
Pineapple pils, we're going
When's
to call
that?
it January on draft, what we're
Okay,
looking
yep.
for. So on Maple Bacon Day, the goal right now is to have you guys have it. And,
Right,
we can
yeah.
try it side by side and let people kind of know. And then you see packaged in 6-packs next year too from us.
That should be good.
What are we
Sure.
looking ABV wise on that?
You're probably going to be,
Four,
hasn't, right around like
six,
5 to 6
5,
probably.
yeah.
Right at that threshold. So meant to be easy drinking.
Very good.
So be exciting for us.
Yeah. So Sean, how big is your territory? I know you got here. You got Northern
I
Pinellas,
cover
or the whole.
Yeah, I cover Western Pasco, pretty much. let's say Port Richey down to Clearwater Beach.
Okay.
So all pretty much Pinellas there.
Right.
And like I said, I'm pretty much down I got the right down the beach. Couldn't ask for a better location and a growing area. I mean, growing.
Crazy.
I mean, it's good.
It's monstrous.
Yeah.
I mean, how many accounts do you say you visit in a week? 'Cause I see every week. It's awesome. I really appreciate that.
Probably anywhere from 70 to 80, I would say, a week.
It's a busy boy.
So, and there's more to, obviously, business to be, opened.
Yeah.
There's places opening constantly.
Yeah,
daily.
Stop in, say hello.
Yeah.
How much area you got?
I pretty much have from Naples all the way just north of Tampa.
Oh God. Yeah.
So I got your Naples, your Fort Myers, your Sarasota, obviously Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete.
Yeah.
I'm a little all over the place, but it's fun.
Very good.
It's exciting.
Do you feel overwhelmed by that? I mean, it seems.
No, it's cool seeing each market. Each market has their differences to it, so it's really interesting to see that kind of stuff and what moves, what doesn't move, and all the different local breweries down there. Obviously me going to the Dunedin, you see a lot of the local breweries from Fort Myers. It's a whole different landscape of beer down there too.
Really?
So it's all, they got their own local scene down there too. So it's nice seeing all that kind of play out.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, I mean, what do you think about the beer scene from Boston to here? I mean, like we were saying about Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of similarities. I mean, it's definitely a growing market. I mean, before I left New England, you had a lot of those home brewers and just people opening up breweries in a warehouse or in an industrial park. And you see that kind of same thing nowadays here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much where there's an open spot, somebody can get a license to pour and make beer, they're going to do it. So a lot of those home brewers very ambitious doing it.
Right.
But there's still a lot of brotherhood with it and a lot of people helping each other out with it, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, style-wise, pretty much the same styles. I mean, obviously Florida's a little bit bigger on the sours and stouts, which is interesting. Being such hot weather, the porter and stouts a little bit different. I found that really weird when I moved down here. It's like everybody's doing all these barrel-aged and these big porters and stouts, and I'm like, guys, there's 95 degrees and humidity level is huge right now. What are we doing? But no, it's some really good stuff down here, and sours, and you got your gozes and all that kind of stuff. It's cool seeing a lot of those different styles. Cool. New England was pretty inundated by IPAs, so it's nice seeing a little bit of a difference down here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we had the same IPA heaven.
You got your Pipeworks up there and your Three Floyds.
Well, yeah, I mean there's
ton of them.
Obviously movement in Chicago, and Revolution is a local. They're actually they're blowing up. They're huge.
They just had distring in New York and Mass too. They're all over the place now.
They got some real solid product. Obviously, Goose Island's always been a staple in Chicago. They still brew a ton of specialties right out of the city. Right. They do a great job. But there's so many.
Where is that brewery in Chicago? I mean, I'm kind of familiar with the area, but
well, there's a couple different locations, but there's they just built. I'm not even sure where the new I should say the new kegging operation is out of, but okay. I want to say the other one's on Clyburn. It's more on the west side.
Because it's got to be a huge facility.
I think those guys have like the biggest barrel aging facility in the country. It's huge. I saw a video on it. You can drive a forklift through it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they just did a whole new facility down there.
Just for barrel aging.
I want to say as far as even the city of Chicago, they employ the most, as far as like brewery, like the most employees per whatever in the city.
I believe it.
They kind of got a bad rap with the InBev acquisition.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's
the thing about it,
it's kind of left them alone a little bit.
Yeah, it's misleading though, because obviously their core brands, yes, they grew so much they had to ramp up production.
Right.
But all of their bourbon counties, the Lolitas of the world and Matildas and all this stuff is still being brewed in Chicago, and a lot of people kind of lost sight of that. And thinking
some of those big sours they make are fantastic beers.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they still, InBev or not, they're still doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, Definitely.
Credit where credit's due, folks. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like
Yeah.
the taste hasn't
No.
changed. So
No.
People just like to, in the beer world, sometimes people just like to complain.
Yeah, it just seems
Yeah.
like this is the industry where if you if you do well, you're kind of selling out.
Mhm.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's kind
Yeah.
of the trend going on nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of if anything, it's just going to help your distribution.
Mhm.
Look at Elysian. They were from Oregon, I think, and they're making their way out here now too. Nothing's
Yeah.
changing. It's just distribution's growing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Business.
No, I mean
No.
the distribution is a huge thing. I mean, it's not cheap. It's not easy.
No, and if you have a network, something like that set up by InBev, why not take advantage of it?
Right.
True.
I mean,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, what's nothing bad about it.
We just discussed Winwood.
Yeah,
the-
the
that's
Craft
a-
Beer Alliance,
with
25%.
the-
Yep.
Yeah, that's
so-
a big one.
You know what? That's only going to help them.
Right.
They're not leaving Florida, but it's going to help.
No, I'm
You know,
excited about
Yeah,
it.
those are kind of our neighbors out in that area, and we were talking about it with the company the other day, and it's good for them, though. They're going to get some notoriety out of it, and it's going to grow. It's distribution networks.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going to survive nowadays, so many breweries, you need distribution.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about this is you sold out. No,
I'm staying in business.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
come on now. I mean, we're not working because we like working. We're working because we don't want to one day.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the idea. I mean, I do love what I do. I mean, I do appreciate it very much. I'm very fortunate to end up here.
How long you guys been here?
6.5 years.
6.5
Yeah.
years. And what'd you do before this?
I managed a restaurant in Dunedin, bartended, managed. It was kind of a
Half and half.
weird situation. I did the work and didn't get paid for it, kind of.
Ah,
But
there you go.
it was worth it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I was treated well. I shouldn't put it like that, but I did more than I probably should have. But I learned a lot.
That's good.
I've been in this business my whole life. I mean, I started washing dishes when I was 14.
Okay.
Then I prep cook and all the way through bussing, bartending, serving, whatever it took. And
Worked your way up a little bit, huh?
yep.
There you
Yep.
go.
And then here I am, and then opportunity arose. I told the story on the last podcast, kind of how I met with Rick and Andy, and we opened this up, and now Nate and I bought them out because they needed capital for the brewery. And so
Very
but
cool.
that's kind of on hold right now because they're just ripping the place apart.
Really?
Yeah. Now they're putting in floor drains. They need floor drains. They really, really need floor drains.
That might help.
Yes.
You can only
yeah.
squeegee
If
so
you're,
far.
Yeah, exactly right.
If you're a brewery, those do
Kate-
come in play.
Yeah, Kate
Yeah.
was
So
so-
people don't know. I know there's probably people watching who haven't been down here or visit. AJ, they've got 50 taps here, and
Yes. We have 50 taps of craft beer and a lot of bottles. And we do have a
Mhm.
package license. You can buy growlers and bottles to go.
Yep.
If you don't know this, if you're watching this, you probably already know this, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Tell your friends that don't.
Spread the word.
So you want to move on to the next? Kat's waiting there ready. She's trying to get us drunk.
Working on it. What do we have? Strawberry? I think it's next.
Strawberry shortcake,
And then last
and
snow.
then last snow.
Last snow.
So let's do the strawberry then.
Strawberry, please. Thank
Wine
you,
on a
Kat.
coffee note in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming up, you got it's the maple bacon coffee porter, right?
That's the big one in January for us. Yep.
And after that, though, is there anything you guys got up your sleeve thinking about making?
So we're doing the little Buddha series. So you're gonna see you'll see Wide Awake again, just the Imperial version. That'll be out kind of in the beginning, a little bit later on in the year. Muy Bonita, which is our apple cinnamon brown ale. That'll be
Oh,
around in
nice.
March too. But right now the big focus is on maple bacon.
Gotcha.
We're basically taking
makes
over
sense.
January
It's
with
coming right
that,
up,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
So it's a huge thing. I mean, to be able to put us on map. That and Last Snow, the two beers that kind of put us on the map of craft beer world.
Last snow is just. I mean,
Yeah,
It's
to
a-
me,
it's a
Last
beast.
Snow
These will
was,
go-
like,
I'm
amazing.
scared we're gonna have a riot. I mean, we.
So we're doing it twice a year now to kind of hold the riot off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is a
Okay.
good thing. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing it in February again, then we do it later on in the year, like September, October. So it kind of holds the crowds back a little bit. And
Yes.
some people are like, oh, you make too much of it now, it loses trade value. It's like, guys, we want people to drink
I
the
don't-
beer.
Yeah,
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 we want
yeah,
you to
yeah.
drink the beer. You know,
There's enough people out there that
we want you to drink it instead of just staring at the bottle. I mean, that's the whole point of the beer.
Yeah, I got a beer cabinet at my hoce. It's completely empty.
That's what it should be. It should be
Exactly.
empty. Yeah, drink
Exactly.
the beer.
Drink it. Don't
Thank
save
you,
it.
Kat. A little cloudy.
A little cloudy, a little
Yeah, it
turbid
just
there,
got
but
changed over,
that's
so it might
fine.
be. Just-
so this is a little interesting beer from us. This is strawberry shortcake. So
It's
this
clear.
is
a little bit, maybe.
What's that?
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right. So this is a wheat wine, which you don't see a ton of. You see a lot of barley wines, wheat wines, pretty much similar. Instead of using a lot of wheat in the base, and then we use fresh strawberries in here and then vanilla. So it really, I mean, the wheat's kind of mimicking the whole cake aspect of it, and then strawberries and vanilla, the cream. It is 9%, so it is a boozy beer, but you don't really get a lot of it. You get a lot of the sweetness. It's very misleading a little bit.
Yeah.
Very interesting beer. This is one of those beers a little bit polarizing for some people. We like that though, so we enjoy that. And everybody drinks this, and it's like, wow, I did not expect this, and it does not taste like 9%.
Yeah, no, it does not. I took a sippy poo before we started. So.
You're cheating.
I know it's cheating, but come on,
It's research.
research is what it is.
So how much strawberries did you have to use for that? Because I know that strawberries is a tough thing to kind of.
Oh, it's delicious. Yeah.
I don't know an
beer,
exact
you know?
amount, to be honest, but I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
it's an absolute ton. Because when
Yeah.
you taste a beer, it really just tastes like you cut a strawberry up and throw it in the beer and let it sit.
Awesome.
The strawberry
It's,
explodes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't have the artificial kind of candy taste to it, which
Yeah,
is nice.
yeah.
It actually has the actual strawberry taste.
That's good. That's good.
So exactly, very smooth for what it is.
Yes. No, it's definitely, that's a dangerous beer right there. If you have a few of these, then you probably shouldn't have any more.
Yeah, don't chase this with the morning wood, whatever you do.
What's that?
Yeah, don't chase it with the morning wood.
No, do not
Yeah,
chase it with
keep
one
those
wood.
separate.
Yeah, that one. That's why that one's not on right now. It's too early for that. But when it comes on here in a couple hours, it'll be a good one.
That'll be fun.
This segment's sponsored by Uber.
yeah. You really should get a sponsorship going to Uber to one drive me home and him home.
Well, one of our goals, ultimate goals, is to buy a helicopter one day. It's going to be decades away, but then you can just helicopter you home.
Yeah, it's a good goal to have, though. At least you have those lofty goals in mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know, that's good.
That makes sense.
Get a drone first and work your way up to a helicopter.
Right. Well, a drone that can carry, me home would be fine. I'd be okay with that.
We'll have to check the weight capacity, huh?
Make it look like a hawk with giant talons. It swoops down and picks me up. Seems reasonable.
Just hope it doesn't drop you from a very high height and just crash through your roof or something. Yeah.
Maybe wear a parachute. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Palm Harbor
These
parachute.
things seem like, exactly.
Advertising.
I could use this banner. It's almost big enough.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's almost big enough. So I do a lot of thinking. You'll figure that out over time. It doesn't lead to much, but I jumped up with this nonsense that we're doing right now. So
Hey, nothing like a video podcast at what, 12 o'clock in the afternoon? On a Saturday?
So we'll see.
A week before Christmas.
Sit around, drink a beer, and talk
Exactly.
about it. It's not the worst thing I've ever done.
No.
I promise. Not even the second worst thing I've ever done.
I'm not going to ask you what the worst thing we have done
No,
was.
I won't tell you.
It's probably not.
I won't tell you.
It's probably too R-rated for this podcast, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably is.
There's kids watching.
I don't know what the statute of limitations are. So,
All right, well.
I think you're all right.
It's never been that bad. Don't worry. I'm reasonable. I used to be stupid, but that's yummy. 9%. Yeah, careful.
And you'd
with
never
this
know
one.
it.
No, and it's one of those
Yeah,
wheat
you
wines.
know
You
it.
don't see a lot of wheat wines. I
No.
can't even think of the last time I probably saw a wheat wine, to be honest.
No, that's good. That's yummy. So, and this is when did this get released? I mean, I've been sitting on this stuff. for
November.
November.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So it basically came right after the last one we had was Buttercup.
Yeah.
Next door to it, basically.
That's why we waited for a special occasion.
You know, we
Christmas
make these
time.
beers, and it's definitely not a bad thing to send some of these beers, especially at 9% alcohol. It's not going to get any worse. Get a little bit sweeter, and we just kind of bring the flavor out, especially even like a last snow. You sit on that beer for a while, it doesn't get any worse.
Yeah.
So,
You guys open on Christmas Eve day?
Christmas
already?
Eve we're open. Yeah,
Eve
Christmas
you're
Day now. We're doing we have an ugly sweater party next Friday. Next Friday is actually the brewery release of Last Buffalo. So if anybody feels like making a trek down to the brewery,
It's next Friday?
Next Friday.
And what time?
I believe we're going to open at 11 for that.
11 o'clock.
11 or noon. Check the website for the exact information, but
Check the website.
Yes,
But
and that is the brewery release.
Yeah.
at the brewery. It's not here, but yeah, please, I won't hold it against you for that.
Because I think I had a dozen texts this week saying, "Hey, December 23rd, can I get Last Buffalo?" No, that's the brewery release.
No. Yeah.
so I want to say it's a 2-3 bottle limit on that.
Yeah.
So it's if you want to secure yourself the bottles, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk after this.
Yep. Yeah.
But very good. Oh, I just had a brilliant question and I just lost it. It'll come to me here.
You should write this stuff down before.
I should.
Yeah.
You would think if we knew what we were doing.
That's
This is
all
their
right.
second one. Maybe next time. I'll make note to make notes.
There you go. I will say too, we have before Last Buffalo. We also have I'm So Excited, I'm So Scared coming out. If you guys are Saved by the Bells fan, your eyes just lit up there. Off that infamous episode with the caffeine pills. But that's a big Russian Imperial stout with just a ton of caffeine in it. So it's kind of where the name pays homage to a little bit. But that's going to be out.
Let's say by the
Brilliant.
It's the name of the beer. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. It's the name of the beer. And the label is her riding a tiger. We have fun with this kind of
that's
stuff.
excellent. Oh, man.
So that'll be out probably this week, right
You
after
should
this
make
week.
that into a tacker or poster.
It's just a big giant tiger, and with her riding her, with Jesse. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
should
that's-
actually.
That's brilliant. I love
My
it.
marketing guy's listening right now or watches this. There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh,
Take that.
Yeah,
just
please.
quote him
Make
on that.
Tackers. I'll put one up, guaranteed. Even if I can't get the beer here,
We'll just do like a life-size tiger on your wall somewhere with her,
That's
just
reasonable.
Jesse's fan and riding it. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
I can do that. I
We'll
mean,
figure it out. We can have brown printed too.
Yeah.
There's a fish around here somewhere painted on the wall. You know, we could do
somewhere.
that. Somewhere. I don't know.
You have a lot of
Moving
obscure
on.
tackers all over the place.
But yeah, absolutely. Tigers are good. Everybody likes tigers.
I really love tigers.
Right in front of you. So, all right. We got one more to try after this, right?
The big boy, last snow.
Okay, yep. So, we're getting the hang of this. This doesn't, not super exciting, but.
It's exciting enough for what 12:30 on
So
Saturday.
what's your favorite phone app?
My favorite phone app.
Yeah, that you can actually say on podcasts.
Probably my Chase Bank, because see how much
'Cause
money
that's
I don't
all-
have in
okay.
there.
Yeah. No, there's. Have you heard of Tunity?
No.
No.
Tunity. This is another thing I'm plugging for somebody.
If you're listening out there, too.
But this is
Free plug.
awesome for bars. What it does is you scan the TV. It scans the TV that you're watching, and then it plays the audio through your phone. So if you're at a bar or somewhere and there's no they have the music on and you want to watch the football game, you scan the TV with your phone and it syncs it, and it syncs it perfectly. And you can adjust it if it's a little bit off. You can fix it, but usually I've never had that issue. And you can listen to the game or the show. You can watch Walking Dead, on your phone, and no
Really?
audio on the bar. Yeah, put headphones in or whatever.
That's a smart idea. For an
Actually,
app
going
that I
back to
never
that,
thought
I
of.
think one of the favorite ones was that jukebox app. Because we would sit and it would pull up all the places in your area, and then we would just start playing music.
yeah, if
like
you-
random locations.
because
and-
you have to be within. I don't know. It's way too far.
Yeah,
for what-
it's
the-
like a
the location.
5-mile thing,
something like
or
that. I mean,
whatever.
even if it's quarter mile, it's still
Yeah.
too far. I mean, there's, and people do it. I know people do it around here. They'll just.
Oh, I've done it.
Yeah, you
Or
just
at another
you,
bar
you,
on
you
accident.
play a Biebler song.
I would throw on a Steel Panther X-rated song
Right, yeah.
in a family restaurant, and all of a
right,
sudden,
just out of the blue, and then they're like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah. I mean, you can set those. We have touch tunes, and they're awesome. And
Yeah.
you can edit what gets
Right,
played, and
right.
I'm really not big on doing that because you never know who's going to be here in the
Right.
hour. In the daytime, I really don't want to hear Slayer.
Yeah.
But
you
sometimes
just
I
get
like
that
to hear
person
Slayer.
that puts Bieber on to 20 times in a row just to be a jerk. Yeah.
Frozen. We got a couple guys that like to play Frozen and Disney songs,
That's when you kick them
but
out.
they
of the bar.
sing to it too.
And
So
they're obviously-
everybody
well,
knows
yeah.
who did it.
They're
There you go.
obviously
Pretty
not,
funny.
not fathers.
But yeah, but they'll still troll. They'll do the troll thing
Uh-huh.
and come on through there. So all right, let's get
good.
this last one here because Adam's got to depart soon.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's fine. I understand completely. He's got a family to take care of, and we really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no problem. It was
Alright.
just today. I
Yeah.
wasn't able to find a babysitter, so.
Can you yell over to Kat? Just say last snow. I think she'll know what to do.
Yeah.
She knows
I was
to
gonna
go
text her, but it's just too much work, and we can sit here and
She may not
talk
check her
about
phone,
gibberish.
all that kind of stuff.
And there's people at the bar already, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's
People trying to
it
get away from
happens.
holiday shopping, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's some.
No, they are shopping. Wink.
We do have gift cards and gift packages of beer and stuff. So
For you late Christmas shoppers, there you go. One-stop shop.
yeah. I mean, it's some decent stuff. Got that Omegang gift pack I bought from you.
Yep.
I still have the 3 bottles and the 2 pint glass.
Yeah.
2.
Real nice.
Yeah,
gift
that's
pack.
pretty
Flutes.
cool.
Yeah. How many growlers do you go through a week? Hard to say.
I mean, like, do we sell the actual glass or fill?
Well, Phil.
I would say a couple dozen.
Nice.
Depends on what's on. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's. We couldn't get growlers up north.
Likewise.
We couldn't get them.
Not at all.
I could get them from some of the local guys to bring samples out, but they didn't sell them.
Well, we even had it in
it's
Mass
amazing.
where you couldn't fill, if you were like one brewery, you can only fill your brewery.
Right.
And that was it. Which
Right.
is nice. Here, you can fill anybody's growler.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I would have a garage full of just 20 different growlers, and it's like, Now, do you guys fill any beer in the growler or just certain beers?
I'm sorry.
You guys fill any beer in the growler or just
It
certain
depends. Morning Wood will not be a growler
Obviously,
beer.
yeah.
Right.
Obviously.
Some of the rare, hard to get stuff. That we won't do it.
Right.
We
You
do
want
some.
people to
some
enjoy that
those-
stuff here.
What's that?
You want them people to enjoy that here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to. I mean, some of the beers, if we did, we do no samples, no growlers. If we did samples and growlers, the beer is going to be, $15 a glass.
Well, we got a grown-up pour on this one, too.
What's that?
We got a grown-up pour on this one.
Yeah, I know. I see. I've told her she's trying to get us drunk. She wants us to say something stupid on camera.
I'm sure that'll happen soon enough.
Yeah. Thank you, Cap.
You're
Here.
welcome.
Thank you.
So we've been talking about all show, basically, but this is Last Snow.
Yes.
So this is one of the infamous beers that we make, people go crazy for. On Rate Beer, this is the 3rd best porter in the world, right behind Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. Oddly enough, so
Right.
we go
you got the 2 of the top 3 spots.
2 and 3. Yep.
That's awesome.
And I believe
Yeah.
the Founders Porter falls right behind.
Founders follows us, and then a little brewery that nobody probably heard of in Vermont called Hill Farmstead is number 1. But yeah, so we're 2 and 3, which we're very proud of.
That's fantastic.
I mean, that's huge. So this is coffee coconut, really good coffee notes, good coconut notes. This is just a beer that people go bonkers.
And I will say that this, since I've been down here, it's probably been the number 1 sought out beer that I've sold.
People go. We sat on 2. I had 2 cases. I put one out, and I sat on the other one. And then Nate was here one night, and some young lady came in, who he seemed to like a little bit, and she asked if we had any, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and then she wanted to buy the whole case.
Right.
She did. I mean, until we told her how much it was going to be.
Right.
And then she's like, I'll take 6 of them. So she took half the case, which is still pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she didn't even, she
Right.
wanted them. Like, I want that. I want it now. And
Do you have any bombers left?
no,
No.
they're all gone. We just have this one slim. That
Sorry,
we're
Alexi,
sitting
if you're
on.
watching.
What's
Yeah.
that?
One of my guys from Chicago, he's been looking for a
okay.
bomber of.
All right, yeah.
Less
Well, if I
snow.
did, I'd be more
Yeah,
than happy to
yeah.
help.
I'll find one down the road.
I got you.
But you need to talk to Nate about that.
Yeah. Yeah, this
So-
is just. I mean, this is tasting basically
No,
like
this
a
is
coffee
fantastic.
almond joy right now. That's
Yeah.
tasting like.
Yeah.
It's
And
fantastic.
it does not age badly. I mean,
No.
No, I've had it with a year on it too, and it's crazy.
Perfect. So, no, you guys are doing a fine job. I'm happy to have you here. I'm glad you guys got to come out and
Absolutely. Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having
drink
us.
some beer and talk about some nonsense.
Definitely my first podcast or video cast.
Yeah,
Facebook cast?
It's
Both.
I mean,
a
it'll
little
be,
bit of everything there.
Facebook
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Facebook Live, but the first one is now on iTunes, right? Correct.
That is correct. Yep.
Okay,
It
we'll
is up
post.
there.
I'll post some information later today on Facebook and Twitter, and this one will end up on iTunes at some point,
iTunes famous.
unless iTunes thinks it's too offensive. But I think we behaved ourselves.
We kept it pretty
well.
PG or G rated.
Yeah, we did all right.
I don't think
you
we
know.
swore once.
No.
Well, it can be completely offensive too.
Right,
They can.
No.
Yeah, that is true. It's true, but we like to appear respectable occasionally.
Who do you have up next?
The next thing, I've got Green Bench.
Another beer I
Days,
sell.
What's that?
Another beer I sell.
Yes, indeed, it is. What a coincidence. Well, Liz, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
she came in and we talked about that, and that's going to be right now. We're looking at the 28th for that.
Mm-hmm.
Might try to squeeze one in between.
Right.
Adam and I got to discuss schedules and stuff.
Yeah.
But so that's definitely the 28th of January is definitely
Nice.
Green Bench.
Liz is awesome. Another Midwestern girl.
Indeed.
It's funny how everyone's from the north.
Nobody's from
They
Florida.
always, that's the thing. Like Reddit does like the whole. I don't know if you go on Reddit at all, but I live there, and they always, Florida man. It's a big joke. Nobody that lives in Florida is from here. I mean,
Right.
I know like 3 people that are natives.
Right.
I mean, Adam, are you weren't born?
Nope.
No, you were
New York.
New York, yeah.
Mm.
And I'm
Where in New York?
Ithaca, Cortland.
Okay.
If you know where that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
I
far
do.
from me. I was Rochester. I mean, we
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
so when we escaped the wilderness.
Yeah.
It took me
The
a
winter
few
ways.
months to actually find a native Floridian. It took me a little while, but I finally found a few of them.
It does.
They're out there, though.
No, they are. Like
Yeah.
Nate was born and raised in Florida, the partner here. White Snake, one of our regulars, our first emperor. He's born and raised. But and then
How did
one
that
other-
name arise?
There's not many. What's that?
White's. How did that name arise?
White's. Oh, well, you got to know Doug. That was one
Give
of
Doug a plug
one of
right
our
now.
first bartenders, Tara. It was somehow she coined the phrase "white snake." She's like, "You're like a rock star." I mean, he's got long. white
Okay.
hair.
All right. It makes sense then.
He's got long white
Well, maybe
hair.
he was a roadie for Whitesnake or something.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I mean he could have been, but he wasn't. He just, but we call him White Snake.
Right.
And his nameplate's the first one on the board. It says White Snake. He drank, all 50 beers 10 times. Pretty quickly. I'm not
Wow.
gonna say how long because I don't want somebody to try to beat it.
Yeah.
Because we're not really going for that.
Yeah.
This isn't
I'm not promoting that.
No, we're not. We're
Yeah.
not slamming beers
Yeah.
here. We're trying to enjoy them. But White Snake. He's maybe we can get him on one of these. He'd love to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some cool stories. So, but all right, guys. Well, I think let's wrap it up. I mean, unless you got something else for me, you want to do some breakdancing on camera?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
No.
business.
No, absolutely. Thanks for you helped me out. I mean,
Yeah.
both
Thanks
of
for the
you.
invite down.
You
Love doing
might
it.
not know it, but you helped me out. I mean, we got the beer, and like I said, today, come on in. 3 o'clock, we'll have Morning Wood on as well, in addition to all the stuff we tried today. So,
Great opportunity to try Last Snow and Morning Wood side by side.
yes.
So, two of the
Yeah.
highly sought after beers, so it's a good time.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
flights. You could do.
Ooh, that's
Oh, yeah.
dangerous.
We can do the whole shebang there, but.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're signing off. Unless Adam, you got anything else to say? Or-
Now we're good.
All right.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Indeed, yes.
There you
Merry
go.
Christmas.
Happy holiday to
Happy
be
New Year.
politically correct.
Oh, I ask about our New Year's party when you come in. That's a pretty cool deal. Too much to explain right now, maybe. But so,
Cool.
All right. Okay. Or just wait for Adam to say that we're not on air anymore. But I'm just gonna keep talking until I know.